Stick with us, please.
Yeah.
We will get nice stuff, we promise.
Yeah.
We will have an RV. We will have a camera. We'll have one of them big fancy mics. So you guys can hear us through the wind. We want to be cool.
Remember.
I just got bit on my forehead. Oh, that stung.
No, see it. I didn't see it.
No, see, we was just talking about that. Okay. Okay. Oh, don't lean on that.
Oh.
We haven't finished the deck yet.
My head's in the red.
Here, they still can see. Hold on. Okay. All right. Hi, guys. Look who I found.
It's me. Mark. Not off work, thank God. Finally.
Haven't killed him yet? No.
She's just waiting to poison me. Sorry.
Remember, you're just the paycheck.
Yeah, my life insurance doesn't come active for another 3 months. So.
Oh my God. I love you. All right. So I just want to let you guys know that he's still breathing. Yeah. Well, I guess I'll be inserting the one video of us looking at RVs. So.
Yeah, because I didn't film it too good. I held it in the wrong area.
We're still learning, you guys. We're still learning. So what did we learn today? If you're looking at it, doesn't mean it's recording that. You got to have the phone. Right. Yeah. The phone's got to, the phone's got to be looking at the camera's got to be facing.
I was holding it backwards.
You weren't holding it backwards. Oh. You were just like, okay, so he would look at something. he would look in a cabinet, but he would have the phone like over here and he would be talking about it like, oh, there's nice storage over here. Then it was like recording something way over here.
I had the camera over here and I was looking in drawers and stuff. I was supposed to have the camera on the drawers so you can see it. I know what it looks like because I can see it because I'm right there, but you don't because you're looking at another wall.
And his descriptions. Yep, that's nice. Yep, that's nice. So you don't even know what he's looking at. It was great. It was funny though. We're learning though. This is a process.
Yeah. Come to find out, it's better off to get one a few years older, but better model because it fits more like home.
For sure. Yeah.
No doubt.
So we thought that buying brand new.
Yeah, we'd get a better deal, but because nobody else has ruined it already.
And we also like that one thing about buying a pre-owned RV is that people have found what works for them and what don't. So like someone had added like a key rack, a towel rack, command hooks.
And one thing that's very important in the used ones, they all have toilet paper rollers, dispensers. New ones don't have it. So you're going to stand there and use your thumb and pull the paper out.
Obsessed. Coming from a man who never puts the toilet paper on the roll.
No, I don't. Not here at this home. I'll start doing it. But.
Yeah, coming from the man who never puts toilet paper on the roll, he was obsessed with the ones that had the toilet paper rolls in them, which...
New ones do not.
Which, now see, when we had RVs before, we the one had a roll and we never used it because we was like, it's always in inconvenient places. Yeah. So we always would just sit it on the counter. I'd have a basket or something to sit the toilet paper in. So.
But since these are pre-owned ones, the people that used them before, they knew where to put the toilet paper roll dispenser. I don't know why shit paper's so important, but I guess it really is.
Well, after coming out of the pandemic.
Yeah.
That's all you can think about. What do we do? Where's the TP storage at?
Sometimes you want to actually do squeeze the Charmin, because when you go to the store and you can't find it, you want to squeeze what you got at home. Mr. Whipple said that. Don't squeeze the Charmin.
Hey, Mark.
What's that?
Have you ever smelled mothballs?
I couldn't hold her legs open long enough. I tried, but just couldn't do it.
You're supposed to let me have my joke. Take my glory. Take my glory.
Sucked it right away.
Took my thunder. Let's start over.
Thunder.
Little thunder. Hey, Mark.
Choke, huh?
Have you ever smelled a mothball?
No.
Say yes.
Shit, I'm sorry.
God.
Fuck that up. I'm sorry.
Hey, Mark. Have you ever smelled a mothball?
Yes, I have.
How'd you get his legs apart?
Slowly but gently. Hey now! See, in my heart, I know I'm funny.
Why are you always still on my joke? I'm editing that out because my joke is funny. You're ruining my joke.
In her heart, she thinks she's funny. I know I'm funny.
This is what I live with on a daily. And they wonder why I cry.
She says on the daily, I'm asleep. I work nights.
You guys want to know something cool about where we live? The military practices flying, the Air Force practices flying their jets and their maneuvers. And they will fly so close to us that we can actually see the pilot looking at us.
Yeah, you can...
But I was just noticing, I just said that because I noticed all the, some of the lines in the sky. It could be that, or it could be, we also live close to Amazon.
Yeah.
An Amazon distribution center. And what else is over there? I think DHL is still there a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Used to be a military base in one.
Look at the mosquitoes already. Oh!
See, it's not no seams. She could see that.
Yeah,
one.
I can see those. Oh, I tell you what, I get so allergic to mosquitoes, and I get those no-see-ums is what got me in Florida. And then we went to Lake Erie one time for vacation in our camper. Stayed at this campground, and you couldn't even breathe without swallowing mosquitoes. It was so gross. And now Mark and Bria is sitting around the campfire with just shorts and t-shirts on and no bites. I had on sweatpants. I put on tights, leggings underneath my sweatpants. I had socks up to my knees, 3 layers of shirts, and they were eating me through my clothes.
We should have been little Larry anyways, because that was the same name as where Michael Myers comes from, Camp Crystal Lake campgrounds. And
you know, I'm not
don't go in there.
No, I know about Jason and all that, and my daughter she is obsessed with Halloween movies and all that, but I never really paid attention to them. I just don't like them. I think they're corny, they're cheesy and stuff. And but that movie I have seen a million times because everybody always watches it at Halloween, and Bria always wanted to watch it. And when I made those reservations for that campground, it never crossed my mind that was. And I remember when I told you guys, you were like, what? We're staying where?
As soon as we pulled
there better not be a pond. And there's a pond.
Oh, big one. It's called Lake Erie.
No, well, yeah, but remember it was like that. Well, it wasn't a pond, it was a creek that ran, and that's why the mosquitoes were so bad there.
Yeah, they were bad.
Mosquitoes
we had a fire,
stink.
and it was disgusting.
Yeah, we don't like those.
She had over 100 bites on it from her knee just to her ankle.
It was over. Well, we stopped counting over 200. I think it was like I'll have to ask Bria. Bria remembers the number. We put it in the scrapbook. We made a scrapbook of our vacation and our experience and stuff, the Lake Erie and all that. And it was, and Bria put the number in there. I think it said 238.
Something like that.
And then we just was like, wait a minute. We were so tired of counting, but it was. I remember I walked in. That pharmacist was just like, oh my gosh, and it blistered.
Tell them what's the clue, Jen.
What do you mean the clue?
The clue to fix it. The clue is Selsun Blue.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah. If this ever happens to you, the no-see-ums or the mosquito bites, you get you some Selsun Blue. And before you go to bed at night or whenever, it don't have to be at bed. This is just what I did. Was I just covered myself. Well, I had to cover my whole self because it was everywhere. But mainly my legs. I just covered my legs in Selsun Blue. I just stood there and let it dry. I turned green. But then we laid like long, like big beach towels in the bed. And I just went to bed, and I was able to sleep. That and Benadryl. I took liquid Benadryl because the pill Benadryl did not work. It has to be liquid Benadryl. The Selsun. Anyway, so I woke up, I rinsed everything off, and my bites were healed. They were all dried up, and I was good to go, and no pain, nothing. And I was, oh God, I was so thankful. I wanted to drive back and just hug that pharmacist. Because, I mean, we were driving miles, and I was in tears. And it was hot and humid outside, and the heat and humidity made it worse. Made it itch worse, and it was just, it really stunk. But so if that ever happens to you, Selsun Blue's the key.
Remember what I said. The clue is Selsun Blue. I'm a rapper, especially Chris's. That's not funny.
No. In his heart, he knows he's funny.
Yeah, I am. I still got some Good Morning Vietnam.
Everything. That and Forrest Gump, if he's quoting something.
Copyright Robin Williams, sorry. Rest in peace.
What was that? Rest in peace.
I'm not Catholic, so I can do the one thing. Sorry.
Probably have to edit that out. Just nobody else. We're not making fun of any religion.
Kiss the ring. Woo! Oh, like on that.
Look at the moon, you guys.
Yeah.
Look at that. Where's it at? You can't see it.
Oh, right
there it is.
Oh, that's just a white dot on this.
That's it, right
here. The moon is full. I guess it is.
Yeah, look at that. Can you guys see it? I don't know how to. Hold on. Right.
It's right above the red dot.
Right there. Check that out.
Oh, you're pointing something different.
I wish we had. We seriously are considering, like, we went. Oh, look, you can see my zit. We seriously are considering getting, like, we will. You guys stick with us, please.
Yeah.
We will get nice stuff. We promise.
Yeah.
We will have an RV. We will have a camera. We'll have one of them big fancy mics. So you guys can hear us through the wind. We want to be cool.
Starsky and Hutch, the one blonde guy had that one song, "Don't Give Up on Us, Baby." You hear that one song, one hit wonder. Wasn't even a hit. It was just a wonder.
We're one hit wonder.
But we've made more than one video, so
well, they've all made a bunch. It's always that one. You just need the golden ticket.
That's it. Willy Wonka.
I'm definitely not doing this to be anybody, because we'll never be anybody. We already know we'll never be anybody.
Oh, I will be. I'll be the guy that gets lost out west on the bottom of a mountain.
Well, that's going to be our what do you call it? Your claim to fame.
15 minutes of fame.
Our claim to fame is going to be.
Here comes the National Guard and the helicopter. We're saved.
You BRBers. Get lost in desert.
Get lost in the desert.
Looking for a rock.
I do want to see that Trinitite shit.
What?
Where the atomic bomb went off in New Mexico.
Yeah.
The Green Rock. That's probably a lie.
New Mexico. I can't wait to see it just because your grandparents were missionaries there. Yeah. When I met Mark, that was one of the coolest things that things he told me about was that his grandparents were missionaries. And I mean, they did so much work, like just amazing people. It's his mom's parents. Yeah. And I mean, they were just like truly amazing people. And they have like, oh man, their story is intense. And but man, the stuff they did for the kids and stuff, that was so heartwarming. And they're in New Mexico. And so I can't wait. And we'll probably share, one of our goals is that when we go to New Mexico is that we can share a lot of their story with you guys. So we're kind of saving it for then.
They never had the giant crowds like Billy Graham, more like Howdy Doody and the little peanut gallery kid deal. A bunch of little kids. They did go to the hospitals and penitentiaries and prisons and all that stuff.
And the churches and stuff out there. And it was, and the conditions they lived in, just to do that too. It's pretty cool. But I can't wait to share that story with you guys. But we figured that we would save that. His mom has tons of pictures and information. I just think that would be a really cool story. But to actually be standing there and showing the pictures of where we're standing, I'm hoping that we get to do that. That would be a blessing to do that. So. It's starting to get cool out here though, but I'm about ready to go in. But I just wanted to let you guys know that Mark is still here. And
still kicking, baby. I just got a beard. I'm not allowed to shave till June 2nd, my grandson said.
There's nowhere nice for us to do this in the house. This is why none of the videos are hardly shot in our house. They're always like really weird angles because everything is in the middle of being remodeled. Actually, right here beside us is our old stove because we have new appliances delivered. Yeah. And so we haven't been able to get rid of the old stove yet. And it is on our deck, which is not finished. No. Like we're just right in the middle of so many projects, and but we're getting them done. And that's the thing. It's very easy to get depressed. Like this isn't going nowhere. But then I was like, we just made the decision to do this. I brought it up around Christmas. Yeah. We made the final decision January 7th. Yeah, it's only been 3 months ago. And this is just March 26th. Yeah. So this is March 26th, right? Yeah. March. Yeah. So this is just March 26th. Yeah. And so we're not.
It's only been 3 months.
Yeah. That we're doing great. We are completely debt free.
It'll look a lot different around here when we have the yard sale in the end of May.
Yeah. But we have a lot of stuff to get rid of before we can finish stuff. And that's kind of where we're just kind of like at a standstill. And that's where I think like depression and stuff was creeping in because I was like, are we really doing anything? But then I looked, I was like, we are completely debt free. We paid off all of our small debts. Thought that we was going to trickle out those 2 big major debts that we had. But those are completely paid off now. We actually know what we want. You know what I mean? And our vision has, our goal is still the same. And even though we pushed out our launch date till probably like that second week in June. So we're saying June 2022 now. That's just a little off from February. That's not bad. And it's for our own safety, for our grandson's well-being. There's those issues there. But
we definitely want to have everything ready. We just don't want to go half donkey on it. We want to have everything ready. That's why if it takes a little longer, it takes a little longer. Yeah. I don't want to get out there and say, hey, we forgot to do this. We got to go back when we're 500 miles from home. or 1,000 miles from home. We got to do this because we didn't get it done. We want to have like she said, are these other people? Checklist, not just for RVing, checklist, checklist everything you want to get off done.
Yeah.
And then once that checklist done, start a new one. Don't check your checklist. That way you want to make sure everything's the way you want it before you head out.
And also,
I do anyway.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with that. I back him 100% on that. And another thing that, what was I going to say? Oh God, I squirreled out on that. I squirrel out on everything.
We're going to keep the garage open for us, place to come back to.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention that.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I already know what you told me.
Yeah. That's how our plans work. Yeah. I make him, he goes along with them. That's perfect. We had decided to, I mean, you go ahead and tell him.
We're going to make it where we cut off part of the house. So and we're going to take the garage door down, box it off, just make it solid, like a spare room. That way we can always have it.
Like an apartment.
Yeah, like an apartment. If something,
efficiency.
We have to come back or whatever for a while. We don't have to rush in on Bree and the kids, kick them out of the road. We already got a place to come back to.
And we was saying too that if we felt like, I was saying, another idea I had was I told Mark, I said, if it got to the point where we felt like we really didn't need that apartment, like we were kind of more comfortable with, because I think I have got rid of everything. Mark, on the other hand,
I'm getting a 3-day weekend off next weekend, so hopefully I can kick some of this stuff.
But he's having a little harder time, which I understand because he has a lot more like things that he's had since childhood. I have lost stuff due to a flood, and that was like all my childhood stuff and all of Bria's childhood stuff. And once that happened to me, I'm just like, I'm not going to be a hoarder no more. With the garage, I just think that, we secure that, make that like an apartment. But if we decide that we don't need it, you have the Airbnb. We could rent that out. Yeah. Because we do live by a lake area, by a couple state parks, actually.
We'll have to make a video of at least Paint Creek.
Oh,
Paint
we
Creek
will,
Lake, Rocky Fork. That's within 20 miles
took the book in. With our passport book, we will be going to those.
Them are state parks there. Both of them within 20 to 25 miles.
Rocky Fork Lake. And if you watch our passport video, our passport book that we got, you'll see I was showing you guys all the parks that, is in our area. And we live around a bunch of them. And actually, this creek, you can't really see it because of the woods and stuff. But if you follow this wood line right here behind Mark's head, hold on, right where you at, right here. Back in here, that's actually Paint Creek. That's part of Paint Creek State Park. And it runs around our property.
The Paint Creek Lake.
You're not in the camera at all.
Oh, just the arms.
Yeah, see, you got to look. See how big this screen is? If you look in this screen, that's what you're recording.
Oh.
If you can see it in this square, that's what it's recording.
That's how I screwed up in the camper. You were looking
Look at the moon now. Look, I can hold it.
Thumb over it so you can't see it. There you go.
So you got anything else you want to talk about?
We're still live. It's still happening.
Still happening. It's just we're still on track. Yeah. I don't know why I get very anxious and depressed, oh God, and I think Mark's big thing has been just kind of what you've expressed to me. What I feel from you is that you're saying you're afraid we're gonna fail. You don't want to have mud on your face.
I don't want to leave the car seat factory, and then 2 years from now I'll say, man, come on, dude, I need my job back.
But they've already said,
I'll go somewhere else.
It's not.
I know it.
It's not a problem,
No.
and they love Mark there, and they're going to be devastated to see you go. And if you want to come back, you always have a job there. It's not a problem, and they completely understand.
But I'm tired of working 7 nights a week.
Yeah,
it's just too. When I was 20, no big deal.
I mean, you guys can see
it's no fun anymore.
No, we'll get there. We're doing it, and I'm excited about getting out and doing the healthy stuff.
Yeah.
Getting out because we just feel so free and
the weather's finally breaking around here. There's going to be no more snow. It's almost April. It'll be rainy a little bit, but it'll be warmer and we'll be able to do
and we have
stuff.
Stuff coming. We have to order the dumpster.
Yeah.
And once the dumpster gets here, then we can start. We're going to go ahead and start working on the garage. That way we have that cleaned out.
I'm here.
So our stuff can start going out and we can start getting stuff ready in the house. And also it gives us a place. We can make an area out there to store stuff while we're working on a room, by a certain room.
And before we take off in the camper, I want to be living in the garage already. That way it's like one step out of the house. It's not all the way going yet, but to get all our stuff into the garage before we move.
Yeah. Well, and the goal was too, is that we would actually be living within the camper for about a month before we pulled off. So we definitely want to make sure that we have it more in advance than our launch date, because we want to get in there and be like, what do we agreed that we wouldn't buy anything for the camper until we have the camper.
Yeah. And I want to take a few in-state trips with it before we take off really far.
Right.
In case find if there are any bugs or anything wrong with it. That way we can be close enough to home. Hey, we're only 100 miles away.
And that's
we can come
smart.
home and
I think
fix
that's
it.
Smart.
And after 4 or 5 trips, the bugs, if there is any, that we didn't find we bought, should be worked out, and then we should be ready to go.
Yeah. And one thing I like too about the place that we went to go look at RVs, one, it's not far from our house.
Yeah.
2, they have full hookups there.
Yeah.
So I think I seen a lot of people. There was actually a couple there that it looked like they were staying right in the camper, and I don't know, it was by the service area, so I don't know if they just bought it and they're doing like a one night there to see how everything works.
Test it out, make sure everything works. Or they even pull it off the lot. That's
or are they getting it serviced and they already have had it? So I don't know, but I assume if there's full hookups there. Well, but if anything, there's campgrounds around us.
Yeah, one thing me and Jen noticed too, no bunkhouse campers. To the bathroom are teeny.
Yeah. Well, we don't need them. A lot of the ones that we were looking at, there's tons of bunkhouses. Like almost every one we went to, like, oh, let's go look at this bunkhouse. Let's go look at this. And then we was finding out what the model numbers meant, and that BH stood for bunkhouse. And then I showed Mark too if it has those double windows. That's the window up here and the window down here on the back of the camper. Those are your bunkhouses.
Drive right on by. Look for no double windows in the back.
Now the one that we would consider was that one fifth wheel we seen. If we down the road, if we ever decide to get a fifth wheel, oh my gosh, that one that had the mid bunk. Yeah. Not that we needed that room, but we thought, man, that'd be a killer office.
Yeah, it's right when you walked in, it was straight ahead.
And I think if we ever decided to get a fifth wheel, that it would be when maybe we found more of like an area we would stay in for maybe 3-month periods of time.
Yeah, someplace you just go and park it.
Because at first, we're wanting to go everywhere. We want to take our time, but there's so many places we want to go. And we're just thinking, we're trying to think logical. Yeah. Thinking logically, if we get something smaller, it's easier to whip around all the places we want to go. And I also mentioned, oh, there goes the geese. I hope they fly in the frame. They didn't.
Nope.
Tack on it, you geese. Retake.
And that's another thing.
Fly around.
Where we live at, when the geese start coming back from the south, start flying up north, that means you know winter's over.
Oh yeah, it's good. We're good. It's time to start thinking about plowing your garden and tilling your land and all that. But so if we get something smaller, then we can travel.
We do it for.
It'd be easier to travel.
Do it for a year with something smaller. Then if we decide that's the kind of life we really want to do it, then we'll save up more money, invest, and get something bigger.
Oh, I know what I want to talk about while you're out here.
What's that?
That we found out that you're a glamper, and I'm a camper.
What's the glamp? Oh, yeah, I don't like this. Well, Jen had this sad look on her face, and she said, "There's not even a medicine cabinet. It's just a freaking mirror with 1x4s around it." Well, you know. So, but the one we wanted had a medicine cabinet.
Why are you putting this on me? I was talking about that because I thought it's so cheap. It's such a, like, they could have, like, what would it cost them $50 to put a medicine cabinet? Why would it cost them $10 to put a medicine cabinet in? It was a waste of space in that the little hideout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. Oh, in the corner showers,
but Mark,
not always what she wanted, what she thought.
Why are we talking about me? We're talking about your glamping status.
The shower's important.
I was ready to live in a teardrop. Mark.
Not me.
Really, no, because no bathroom and the kitchen being outside, that's awkward for me.
Jennifer said, look, there's a door on either side. I said, yeah, it's because you got to roll over each other to get out.
Yeah, so you could just get right out of the camper. But
then he opened up the trunk and he said there's a kitchen in the trunk.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. But I don't think that for what we're doing, it would fit us by any means. But I am okay with the smaller campers. Now, Mark was like, as soon as we walked in the fifth wheel, that got him. And that Grand Design got you, didn't it? I told you it was nice. I told him, I was like, Mark,
it looked like a hotel.
I was like, we hit the lottery. We're getting us a Grand Design and a big ass. I get excited about it. We're getting us a big old freaking truck and a fifth wheel. You know, boss hogs rolling down the road with them things.
Right.
When you see somebody pulling a big fifth wheel, that looks, it's intimidating seeing that roll down the road.
big.
You don't realize how big those things are and how tall they are.
They're almost as tall as a semi-trailer.
That one, it looked
tall.
like it had 12-foot ceilings we went in.
Oh, that was 10 foot.
What was that, a Keystone, Montana or something?
No,
I don't know what it was. There's something new
big.
Keystone just
The
came
fifth
out with,
wheel
and I was
part
like,
upstairs
whoa.
was like 7 foot, but when you went down the stairs, I know it was at least.
There
at least
wasn't
8 or
one
10
place
foot.
in there that you felt. But then you get in the bathroom, and the shower was so small. Okay. And the shower was small.
Yeah, it was.
The shower was so small in it. I was like, what in the world?
But they had extra
Right.
extra storage, cupboards, rooms, and stuff like that. But basically, it didn't matter what size. The bathrooms were basically all the same.
And you know what? I thought when we first started talking about doing this and looking at RVs, I thought I wanted that island.
Now
And then
she
when I
doesn't.
got in there, I was like, it's really
'Cause
kind of just in the
There's
way.
not that much room. Only room for a plate on either side. The
Yeah.
island has a double sink.
And they
there.
round them off. All right, guys, thanks for joining us. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up
We're still here.
and subscribe. And we are still here. Bye. Love you to the moon and back. Bye.